Hey guys, this is Rachel. Welcome back to another video. Now in this video I want to go down memory lane and talk about my first handheld console that I ever got as a child, and it was the famous Game Boy Advance. I got this when I was 8 years old. My dad bought it for me when we went down to Louisiana, and I begged him first, to Daddy, please, I want one, and then he bought it for me, of course. And thank God I've kept it this throughout the years. It's a little cracked in the back and I have golden sun in it, but I mean, for over 20 years, is it 20 years? Over 15 years, 2004. I kept this for a long time, so I'm really happy with the way it came out. Oh my God, let me turn it on real quick so you guys can hear it. Hold on. Oh, that was really good. You get the point. But yeah, and Golden Sun's playing in the back. Yeah, shout out to Golden Sun. I love it. I want you guys to tell me your first handheld game you had before. Was it Game Boy Color? My brothers had the Game Boy Color, but I got the Game Boy Advance obviously because you could play Game Boy Colors and Game Boy Advance in these games. Or was it the Game Boy SP? That was I had that one too, but I think I sold it. But that one had the backlight, so you could play Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color games on that one too, and it had a backlight so you could like play it anytime. This one you have to be in the sun, you can't be in the dark. But anyway. And the first game my dad bought for me for my Game Boy Advance was Megaman Battle Network. That game came out in 2004, which is around the time I got my Game Boy Advance. And I loved the game, even though I didn't understand how to play it, obviously, because I was so young. My brothers had to help me a lot with it. I enjoyed playing this game. Basically, the gameplay of this one is you're playing as Lan Hikari, the grandson of Dr. Hikari, and he has this Net Navi, which is Megaman, which is the one you get to play, and you get to play as both. You get to play as Lan, who travels through the real world, and you get to play as Megaman, who travels through the network world, and you get to use him. And they're both trying to stop the schemes of the Triple W network thing that's ran by Dr. Willy, the evil thing. So I remember playing this game as a kid and enjoying the hell out of it because I loved Mega Man, of course. And the battle style, you play on this grid, so whenever Lan hooks up Mega Man to the network or the internet, he gets to travel through the network and fight on this grid style thing, and you use cards to fight. So you pick a card and it like unleashes an attack or an action for Mega Man, and you use it to travel through the game or defeat enemies or fix machines that you run into that Lan can't fix, and he has Mega Man do for him. So it was ahead of its time in terms of like the internet and being futuristic and with the gameplay and the storyline. So I enjoyed the game. It was absolute fire. That was the first game I ever played on my Game Boy Advance. I highly enjoy it. I don't have it anymore because I think it got lost or my brother sold it, one of the two. Yes, I remember that. You sold it. Next on the list is my favorite RPG of all time. I think this is the greatest game that came out for Game Boy Advance, and it's Golden Sun. There's the Golden Sun, the first one, and Golden Sun Lost Age. And then they made a sequel to it for 3DS, which I highly enjoy as well. But Golden Sun stars the character Isaac and his friends Garrett, Jenna, and Ivan. And they all live in this world of alchemy where they use alchemy to fight, get through life, and just help them with their day-to-day daily activities. I enjoyed playing this game a lot because it's RPG style for one. I love the alchemy in this game. It was very interesting. The battle style was very fun. You got to use these djinns who help you summon this great enormous power of these summons, and they enhance the character's strength so much in terms of defense, attack, magic power, health, everything. You also had to go through the famous dungeons. Oh my God, the dungeons are the best part of the whole game. Exploring and the dungeons were so fun. Like, even to this day, when I replay the game, I have to go and look up how to solve a dungeon because I get stuck on my head. So I really enjoy Golden Sun. I know lots of people who play Golden Sun and talk highly about this game, and I hope they remake this game for actual console instead of a handheld. I wanted to graduate to actual console, but it'll take a lot from fans if they want this game. Next on my list is Pokemon. Now, everyone's played Pokemon on the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance. It would be wrong for me to name which ones are my favorite because they're all good. I played Pokemon. I think the first one I played ever was Pokemon Red. That was the first one I ever played. And then, of course, Pokemon Blue. I played that one. So the classic Charmander, Bulbasaur, Blastoise, which one do you choose? I always chose Squirtle. I'm Team Water. Team Water all day. Of course, I played Sapphire, Emerald, XY. I love it. I always chose the water Pokemon. I enjoy playing against the gym leaders. Of course, catching the Pokemon, training the Pokemon. Everything about Pokemon is absolutely awesome, and I'm glad the game has came as far as it did, and it's still standing strong to this day. Next one is Zelda Link to the Past. The game is also out on Super Nintendo and Nintendo Switch, so if you pay for Nintendo Online, you can also play on your Switch. It is still just a great fun game. Classic Zelda. I enjoyed the gameplay and just the simple graphics at the time when it came out. It was just so simple. You slash the sword against the trees or the enemies, and he had his little sword and his hat. You had to save Zelda and fight again, and it was, oh my god, you know, the simplicities of Zelda at the time. It was just really, really great. I enjoyed playing Link to the Past. Of course, many games have came after this that have been way better, but Link to the Past is still a classic game. I enjoy playing it so much. Any Zelda game, you're gonna have fun with it. It doesn't matter. But yeah, this was a great game for Game Boy Advance when it came out at the time. I enjoyed playing it. Next on the list is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. This is the sequel to Kingdom Hearts 1 that came out for PlayStation 2 at the time. Yeah, PlayStation 2. And it came right after when Sora went into the castle and he lost his memories. So when he wakes up, he has Donald and Goofy, and they're trying to find his memories through collecting cards and sense. So the more cards you collect, the more memories he remembers. The more he remembers, the more whole he feels. I remember the game too much because it was such a long time ago. There's so many Kingdom Hearts games out there. Jesus Christ, I can't even name them all. But this one was such a good game for the time. It's so fun. I enjoyed this game a lot. Any game with Kingdom Hearts, you can't go wrong. There's so many, like I said. So Chain of Memories was a really good one. I enjoyed it. Last on my list is Super Mario Bros. 3. I played this game for Super Nintendo, obviously, and on Game Boy Advance as well. It still stands one of my favorite Super Mario games because you get to play as Mario or Luigi, and you get to use Fireball Mario, or you get to fly with the little tail with the feather thing that gave him a tail, and you got to fly in that one. You get to travel in between worlds, you know, through the clouds or through space or through water. Classic Super Mario. You can't go wrong with Super Mario. It's super fun. You can play the game today and still have fun. So I enjoy Super Mario 3. One of my favorite games. If they remake this one, which I think they kind of have already technically, but not really. If they decide to remaster or remake it, I've made a video where I talk about this is like the top game on my list and I want them to remaster or remake. Either way, I'm happy with it. Yeah, so Super Mario 3 was a classic game I enjoyed so much. And that is my list of Game Boy Advance games. Yeah, I love my Game Boy Advance. I'm super happy I've kept it up throughout the years with barely any scratches. I will never sell it. Don't ask me how much I'm selling for. I'm not giving it to you. It's mine. Love it. Let me know some of your favorite Game Boy Advance games, if you still have yours, if you still play it. Me currently in here, I have Golden Sun, the first one. Can you see it? Probably not, but I have Golden Sun in here, and it's still a bop. Still love the game. Still have my batteries in it. Don't play me. Follow me down on social media if you want to keep up with me and see what I'm doing. Also, subscribe to me if you want to see more videos of me. I post videos every Friday and Sunday on my channel. If I miss Friday, I'll post on Saturday. And that is it. I'll see you next time for another video. Bye.